Good day. On today's tutorial we'll be doing a together sleeve dashiki gown, and our measurement is bust 36, length 42, and hips 40. So what I did first here is I took the length of the gown, which is 42, then added 2-inch allowance to it for the hemming, and also to sew at the top, that's the shoulder. So the next thing I'm doing right now is taking my measurement point. First of all, I took my under bust, which is 13. I mark 13, then I step up by 3 to get my bust point. So my bust point here now will be 10 inches, and then I'll take my hip length. My hip length is 25. As you can see, I've marked it down there, and then that is me stepping up my 3 inches to get my bust point. And also I step down from the under bust 3 inches to get my waist measurement. So what I'm doing right now is I'm just marking out my measurement points so I can know where to indicate my round circumference for each one and start measuring. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is take my shoulder measurement. My shoulder is 14. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Then I add half-inch allowance to it, and then I add the sleeve length to it. For here, I'm using a sleeve length of 5 because it's together sleeve. So I'm just going to add my 5 inches, as you can see. Then I step down by 1 to have my slit, that's my slant. Another thing I'm doing now is I'm measuring my neck point, my neck measurement. So my neck depth, I used 4 inches, and the width of my neck, I used 4 inches as well. So I'm just going to curve. And because it's a dashiki gown, so it should have an opening in front, which I will do any moment from now. I'm just trying to mark out the shoulder slant as seen. So now I'm marking out the round circumference of my sleeve. My round circumference of my sleeve is 12 inches. Then I'll add like 1.5 inch allowance to it, or 2, for the curve, for the arm curve. That's the curve underneath the armpit. As you can see. So now I'm putting out my bust circumference. My bust is 36, divided by 4 is 9. So I added 2-inch allowance to it, as you can see, and I will just mark the curve from the arm down to match. So the next thing I'm doing now is I'm imputing my the under bust circumference, which is 30. So 30 divided by 4 is 7.5, and added 2-inch allowance. And I use the same thing for the waist measurement as well, because the person that has this gown is quite busty, but she has a small under bust, so that is why it's coming out really curvy. And she has a hips of 40 inches, so the hip is divided by 2, by 4 rather, is to give us 10, and I added my 2-inch allowance as usual, and then I curve out everything. So that is it about the front part of this gown. So what I'm going to do now is to trim off. And don't forget, there's an opening in front of this dashiki gown, which I didn't put initially from the beginning of this tutorial, but as time goes on, you see I'm going to curve it out. So what I'm doing right now is just trimming off. As you can see, our dashiki gown has really formed very well. The shape is really nice. I just can't wait to finish up. So that is it. So right here I didn't cut out the front and the shoulder slant because I want to duplicate the same measurement for the back, so I'll cut everything all together. So what you need to do now is to take up your fabric again and just fold into two like we did for the first one. Try as much as possible to fold neatly and gently so it doesn't rumple or you don't have gathers at the back of your fabric. So now the fabric is nicely folded, just trying to adjust them a little, and that is it. So now that I'm done folding my fabric, I'll just bring the front part of the gown and just place it right on top of it. Here there's no need for zip allowance because it's a free gown. There's no zip on this gown, it's just a gown you just wear from your neck down. So now that the fabric is nicely placed on the back layer, what you do next now is to trim. So now for the back neck, I'm taking the back depth. I will be taking the back depth 1.5 by same 4-inch allowance because the back will be high and the lower parts will be the front. So now I'm trimming everything, like as you can see I'm just duplicating it as it is on the back layer of this gown. Yeah, nice and neat, just duplicate. And then when we come to where the shoulder slant is, you stop. You can remove the excess fabric that is remaining and you place it neatly and well so you can see what you're doing. So now the back depth I told you about, I am taking 1.5 inch down, so you can see, by 4. So I'm just going to curve it very well and I'll trim it all together. Note, it's just the back you're trimming this way, but I'm trimming it all together to save time, and I will still trim the front from it as you can see. Then I'm cutting the shoulder slant. Now we're trimming the back, the front. But before then I told you that there will be a slant at the back, like an opening at the front rather. So that's the opening. I use 4-inch allowance for this one because the person doesn't want the bust to show, so that's why I'm taking it a bit really high. If you want it lower than this, you can do that, it's your choice. So you just trim. And this is all about the drafting and the cutting of this particular gown. So we'll take this right to the sewing machine and we'll sew. There you can see how it is. Now we have taken this fabric to the sewing machine now. So all we are going to be doing right now is to join, and I would like you to see how I join my fabric together. So what I do first of all is I cut out interfacing for the front and the back because I'm not using bias to pipe. So I am doing a facing, like the way you do a facing for a senator shirt for guys. So I'm just going to place the front facing to the front fabric that I've cut out, and I will stitch by 1/2 inch down. As you can see, I'm just going to stitch by 1/2 inch. Make sure you stitch according to the way you've cut out the fabric, exactly the way it is. I hope you can see this clearly. Then when you get to the ending of the opening, you just turn your hand downwards and you stitch up. Sorry, my camera is shaking a bit. Is the way I positioned it. I fixed it very close to my sewing machine, so whenever I pedal, it moves the camera. But I hope you can see this clearly. So after dealing with the front, you do the same thing for the back facing. Just so down. I think I have excess fabric, so what I just did there is that I pleated it a bit, and now we are done with the facing. So what you do next is you notch. The reason for this notching is to enable you fold your fabric very well without having rumpled or excess fabric inside, so you can fold very well and iron. And make sure after notching this neck, iron it very well. But I'm not ironing this one right now for the sake of this tutorial, so I can finish on time. So notch it carefully. Make sure you don't cut through your fabric, so be careful while notching. Cut gently and make sure you notch very tiny so that the fabric can fold very well inside. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to turn the fabric in, as you can see. And please make sure you iron this after folding, notching and everything. Okay, I think I have to notch that part very well because it's not giving me access through. So now that I have finished, I'm just folding and arranging, and the next thing I'll be doing now is to join my shoulders together. As you can see, our dashiki front is coming out very well. Now I'm going to place the back on top of the front. That's the right side facing the right side. And then I'll place it from the shoulder, as you can see, where I joined the interfacing to the fabric. That's the shoulder point. Then I'll sew from the one end to another, as you can see. Oh dear Lord, this camera is just moving up and down. So now that I'm done with one part, I'll do the same for the other side. As you can see, join one end to one end from the lining part that's interfacing down to the hand of the dress itself. I think what I will do next time is I won't place this camera right on the sewing machine anymore because it's really affecting this video. But I just hope you understand what I'm talking about and you can see through. So after doing that, now I'm going to be folding the there's the sleeve, the bottom of the sleeve. I folded it with half an inch, that's 1 inch altogether. Yeah, I was just checking if it's sewing very well. Uh-oh. Wow. Our thread just run out, so I'm just gonna put the thread right back on the needle. Then we'll continue our sewing. So sew all down to one end. Then you repeat the same process again for the other hand. That's the under sleeve of this dress. So from one end down to the other end. And now that we are done, what we just need to do now is to join the sides together. Join one side down to the length of the gown. Know it's a together sleeve, so you're joining everything from the sleeve down together. Make sure you sew it so neatly. So follow the line, follow the hip line and everything, all the curves, so that the shape of this gown can come out perfectly well. Repeat the same thing for the other side. Just sew. And when you are done with this last part, what you need to do next is to sew the hemming. That's the bottom of the dress. I added 2-inch allowance to this dress, and I've already used 1/2 inch to join the shoulder together, and it's remaining 1.5. So you're going to fold the 1.5. That's 3/4 to get the down of this dress. As you can see, 3/4, 3/4, and then you sew round. When you finish sewing all this round, I think your dress is ready. So all you need to do is to take it to the ironing board, iron it perfectly. If you need to weave it, you weave it as well. Thank you for watching this video tutorial. I do hope you've learned something today. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Kindly like this video, because the more you like this video, the more other people will see it as well. You're doing it for yourself, and you're also doing it for your friends as well. And click on the notification bell so that when we release new videos, you'll be quick to see them as well. Thank you for watching. God bless you. I love you so much. Bye.